Hello and welcome to an album a day, day 239, rounding out the end of my LP collection. Just a few more days to go and we'll be through those and on to some 45s. Today we're going back to 2021 and I have a brand new copy of this in 180 gram double vinyl talking about the controversial release from Deep Purple, Turning to Crime. Love the concept of this. I mean, talk about a marketer's dream. This is absolutely incredible. Brilliant concept, really. There's so much that you can do with this as far as marketing goes. They did a really cool, I think, a contest. I'm trying to remember how it went. I know there was one thing where you could dial into a number and hear a call from Roger Glover saying that he was in prison or something, but there was like some kind of contest where you had to figure out clues and you could be entered into this drawing to like win a golden ticket to go see them perform anywhere in the world or something like that. But this was the album that they were able to make during COVID, because for a band like this, they need to be in the same room to create, to work out parts. They really couldn't do that very well over the internet. The one thing they could do was a covers album, because they were able to just send arrangements and ideas back and forth because the songs were already established. They didn't have to create so much together as they did just have to work together on arrangements. Then they could go back and record their own parts. Bob Ezrin could then put everything together in the studio and make the album. Then they had to have Ian, because he's the only one without a home studio, come into a studio and record the vocals. So, well, and Roger too, because Roger's on one of these songs. But yeah, I'm actually getting close to recording my season of Deep Purple Smoke on the podcast on this album, as I am well ahead. I mean, by months. I'm recording episodes now that will be airing in February. So I'm actually going to be getting to this one this coming week. And it's a very interesting thing, because I did not know a lot of these songs before this album came out. Had been concerned about a couple of the covers they did before, and I was like, God, I hope it's not like that. But I actually really enjoy this album. So it, like I said, it is a double 180 gram vinyl. Very simple design here, and it's a height chart basically, like you would have on I can't think of what they call mugshot, so that's pretty neat. And then the other vinyl is the exact same thing as far as that goes. Interesting though, there's like not the song list, which they could have put on here. That would have been good. Doesn't appear to be on either side. That would have been okay. But it kind of doesn't really matter, because you're going to get it on the back of the album. Here's the back of the album, and you're going to get that. But I like this. They do this with like the crime scene. They've got the strings and all that, how at least how they show us on TV, detectives break it down. I don't know if they really do it like that or not, but we do get a nice gatefold here with coffee and water stains and everything. If it were me, it would just be flat out coffee stains, because I usually don't spill my water. Actually, I usually don't spill my coffee. That's a hell of a waste of coffee. Let's see what we have for slip covers here. No, there is the original sticker. And the whole thing, the Turning to Crime, was because Deep Purple's doing cover songs. Oh my God, a whole album of cover songs. It's a crime. But yeah, so we get all this crime scene looking stuff, detectives, fingerprints, little notes, all that good stuff. Really kind of nice. Case appealed. They really went all out for this, and I have to say I dig it. Like I said, this is from a marketing standpoint. This is just handing a marketer, here's a golden campaign for you to do. You can go in a ton of directions with these. You're just going to have to figure out which one you want to do. So here we've got some more of this, and we've got all the statistical stuff on the back of this one. But I like how, like, I've met Steve, and every time I've seen him in an interview or whatever, he's just like the nicest guy. So for him to have this angry look on his face is amazing. Don Airey just looking shady, which is not an easy thing to do. I don't know who this is here, but he's all blocked out in pen. Just really interesting, so well done. Was very, very impressed with the marketing campaign on this. But let's talk about the songs, because, that's why you make an album, right? And of course we have produced by Bob Ezrin, who is apparently not guilty in all of this, even though he was the mastermind. We get 7 and 7 is our opening track to side A. Then we get Rockin' Pneumonia and the Boogie Woogie Flu. That was one song I did know. We get Oh Well, And then we go to side B, or album 1, side 2, with Jenny Take a Ride, Watching the River Flow, and Let the Good Times Roll. I knew Let the Good Times Roll, but I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking it was like the Cars or somebody that I knew it by. Then we go to album 2, side 1, or side 3 of the whole thing, and we open with Dixie Chicken, which is a really interesting song. Shapes of Things, The Battle of New Orleans, which is a nice surprise because Roger actually sings part of that song in the studio. Then he and Ian sing together, which is great. Then we get Lucifer. On side D, our final side, we open with White Room, which is a Cream song. I did know that one. And of all the things that are on here, I have to say I'm probably most impressed with that song. There's a lot of fun stuff on here, songs that I don't really care for the original versions. They did great versions of on this. They purpleized it, you know. And there's a great keyboard hook in this song that I think just makes the whole thing. I was never a really big fan of Cream, and considering Deep Purple's first American tour was opening for Cream's final tour, and they got kicked off of that like just a couple of shows in. Pretty neat to go back to revisit Cream. And then we get Caught in the Act, which is a medley of different songs that are not listed here. Interestingly, I think it's kind of neat the way that they did that with White Room, but they really should have done that with Caught in the Act, because that's the one where they're hiding songs. But this is a very, very well done album of covers. It was a great idea for them to be able to do something during COVID. I mean, they're not touring, they're roadies, all the crew and everything. They've got no income. They did a t-shirt where if you bought it, all the proceeds went to their crew, which was great. I love that they were thinking about them. Uriah Heep did that as well. And I was able to get one of each of those shirts. But yeah, I mean, we tend to think about the band. And of course, people just assume that famous rock stars are rich. And that's not always the case, to be honest. Not a lot of them made good investment choices or did well with their money. Some of them took all their money and put it up their nose, and so you really have no idea what anyone's position is, to be honest. So, but you know who we do know are the more working class people, without a doubt, without any question, would be the roadies and the people that work in the studio, their engineer and things like that. Semi-truck drivers, you know, those kinds of things. So it was great to be able to take care of them, for them to be able to just put out something during COVID while we were waiting for the new album to come out, and for them to be able to get together and write again was a great idea. So I'm a big fan of it. I was a little skeptical going in, but the album actually is really enjoyable. So check out that season. That will be in like March. It'll be coming out in March when I get to this album. So in the meantime, check it out. Turning to Crime, Deep Purple. If you like some covers, want to hear some fresh takes on some of those songs, check it out. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.